Good morning. It is Sunday. Thanks for checking in with us here at Atlanta News First Plus. Hope you're having a nice weekend. This is what it looks like in Midtown Atlanta as we kick off this second half of the weekend. Hope you've been enjoying the weather. It's been so nice, hasn't it? It will be hotter out there today. Good morning to you. I'm Megan Packer here to update you on some of the top stories that we are following for you today. Courtney Jacobazzi, First Alert meteorologist, will join us in just a moment to talk about the forecast, not only for today, for your Sunday, but planning for the week ahead. I will just say get ready for the heat. So let's get you caught up on what's happening news-wise. Really busy overnight into the morning all across Metro Atlanta. We will start in Gwinnett County, where police are investigating a deadly shooting that happened at a graduation party. Should have been a night of celebration, but it ends with a woman shot dead here at this event hall near Snellville. Police responded just after 7:30 last night to Stone Mountain Highway near Snellville, again in Gwinnett County. Police found a woman dead at the scene and a man being subdued by others there. Police say that the two knew each other and that it was domestic related. They're both middle-aged. The victim has not yet been identified. Investigators were interviewing the suspect at last check, so no word on any charges at this point. But again, a graduation ceremony should have been a fun night, and things obviously took a very violent and unfortunately deadly turn. We are waiting to learn more information from Gwinnett County Police throughout the day. We'll keep you updated as we learn more about this one. Our crew was also here on the scene of a fire at a Goodwill store in Northeast Atlanta. This tractor trailer that's at the loading dock was on fire. This was early this morning at the store on Piedmont Road. Firefighters have not released a cause yet. The store tells us the tractor trailer has significant damage, but the store will be open today and their donation center. We saw a lot of smoke in the building there, but they do say that they will be open today, and we've learned a firefighter was taken to the hospital for heat exhaustion. But again, no word on how that fire started in that truck outside of the Goodwill. Police were called out to a Dollar Tree overnight for a burglary call, and an officer ends up getting minorly injured. It happened around 4 this morning at the Dollar Tree at Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard and Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard. Police say a suspect is in custody. We saw a suitcase out there filled with items and another container with boxes spilling out onto the sidewalk in front of that store. You can see officers had the area taped off as they investigated that scene. We don't know the details about how that officer was injured. We were just told he was injured slightly, so working to get an update for you on that one as well. Police in Atlanta were also here overnight, Lyndhurst Drive, for a double shooting. And we've learned that police believe that this was drug-related. It happened just before 2 a.m. outside of a store on Lyndhurst Drive, but the victims ended up in the woods nearby. 2 men were taken to the hospital. They are expected to be okay. Police have not shared any suspect information about the person that they believe was responsible for the shooting. All right, a heads up to people in the busy Midtown Atlanta area. There is an intersection that closes today and will be closed for 5 days until Friday. I am talking about 10th Street and Monroe Drive, right there at the corner of Piedmont Park. Closes today for crews to make some pedestrian-friendly upgrades. They will work on a 10th Street bike lane that goes to the Beltline, new traffic signals, and a raised pedestrian crossing. The intersection will stay closed again until Friday, and then there will still be single lanes that will close until the project is completely done in September. We heard from some people out there in that area that really welcome these changes and support it. Others say, hey, maybe a busy summertime, time of year is not the best time to work on these upgrades. But think of the end game. Think of how nice it'll be for everybody out there. That's such a popular area. You can see people running, walking, riding their bikes, and it'll be a really busy day out there. No doubt, it is a weekend in Atlanta. It will be gorgeous, and it will be hot, though. We had a nice break in the humidity the past few days, but it will be back. So we do want to talk to First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. I'm going to run and just put this on mute really quick while we go and make sure these graphics are set to go, and grab Courtney, and we'll be right back. Stand by for the forecast. All right, here she is. Courtney is joining us right now, walking up to the microphone on cue.
That's
I was just coming to find you.
Oh, good.
She's been hard at work behind the scenes.
Working on a couple of projects, which you'll see a little bit later this week, probably on Atlanta News First Plus, as we start hurricane season. The team working on a nice little hurricane special for y'all. So you'll want to look out for that a little bit later this week. So we're going to talk about the forecast. I just realized I'm already on camera. Hi, guys, as I'm getting all myself together. Can you tell I'm put together on this Sunday? All right, a beautiful look outside in Midtown. That's right. It's okay. This is Atlanta News First Plus, y'all. It's a little more raw and real, right? We have a lot of sunshine out there this morning. It is a great looking start, but you know when it kind of looks humid outside? It looks humid outside. It is a little more muggy out there this morning. I am First Alert Meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. I hope you're enjoying this Sunday. Some of you woke up to rain and storms this morning, and we're finally getting rid of that first batch, but we could have some more redevelop a little later today. We'll talk about all of that in just a couple of minutes here. So here's a look at where you can expect the rain and storms for today, mainly from Cherokee County points north. So if you kind of take I-85 and use that as a dividing line through the state, that's where we will see showers and storms develop, is mainly north of that. Most of Metro will stay dry through the day today. As we head into the evening and overnight, more scattered showers and storms could make their way into Metro. So not going to rule out hearing some rumbles of thunder overnight. We'll talk about that in just a second. Here's a look at First Alert Radar right now. This is, again, just past 10 o'clock this morning. All the showers kind of making their way out of the Toccoa area, out of Clayton, so out of Rabun County there. Maybe a stray shower kind of trailing along in northern Fannin County. But overall, mostly dry up in our far northern counties. It looks like Lake Lanier also starting to dry out a little ahead of schedule, which is good news. As we go through the next few hours, we'll watch for maybe a few more thunderstorms to develop a little later this afternoon. In fact, this is a new model run showing potentially a thunderstorm complex moving through around 4 o'clock even within Metro and making its way south through the afternoon and evening. So with this setup that we have, we call them mesoscale convective systems. They're really small scale storm complexes essentially, and models struggle to figure out where they're going to set up. A little earlier today, models were thinking that that secondary complex was going to move through the Carolinas. Now it's clearly starting to make that more southerly turn a little earlier, so we could have the chance for a few thunderstorms within Metro again later today. This morning, we're pretty much done with the rain and storms, but after 2 o'clock today, a few thunderstorms will be possible within Metro. And any storms that develop this afternoon and evening could carry some gusty wind, heavy rain, frequent lightning, and maybe even some small hail. I'll talk about the severe threat in just a second. Very low severe threat for us, but just not none. Through the overnight hours, again, maybe a few showers continuing. That's all along a cold front that will push through early tomorrow morning, and that'll bring us a really nice start to the work week. So again, tonight, scattered storms will be possible. We'll keep about a 30% coverage of showers and storms after sunset through the overnight. So if you are, headed to bed tonight and you're in a nice, wonderful, peaceful sleep getting ready for the start of the work week, and a few rumbles of thunder wake you up, don't be completely surprised. Again, models have been struggling on exactly where and when these storm complexes are going to set up, and one model in particular does bring a round of scattered showers and storms after 2 a.m. So we're going to keep at least a chance for showers and storms through the overnight with, again, some storms possible even later this afternoon. Here's a look at the severe outlook for today. Very low-end risk, level 1 on the scale, very isolated, and we'll look for gusty wind and small hail. Not going to look for any kind of tornado threat today within these mesoscale convective systems. Again, MCSs is what we call them for short. Those are usually damaging straight-line wind producers, and that's what we'll look for a little bit later today through the heat of the day. Let's continue forward in time to Monday. Again, a cold front moves through, so we'll watch for maybe a few isolated showers and storms, mainly south of I-20 tomorrow. So if you're headed to work tomorrow morning and you live along and south of I-20, maybe a stray shower or storm possible. And then as we head closer to lunchtime, notice how skies start to clear. That's going to be some drier air ushering in. We'll still be plenty warm tomorrow, but cooler than today. Today, I think we're going to hit the low 90s. If you're north of the city, you'll top out in the 80s because of the rain and storms. But nonetheless, tomorrow will be a little cooler, and that humidity will drop through the day, which will give us a really comfortable Tuesday and Wednesday. The humidity should stay nice and low for us Tuesday and Wednesday. And when I say low, I mean low for this time of year, not necessarily fall-like, but definitely more comfortable than where we'll be today and tomorrow through the first half of the day. So it'll be a little more comfortable Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, as we head into the end of the week, this is something that we're going to watch very carefully. Essentially, that front that moves in, it looks like it's going to try to stall along the southeast coast. So it'll kind of drape itself along the Atlantic seaboard into the Gulf. And we're going to be watching a low that could develop kind of off the coast of Florida over near the Keys. And As this continues to move north, if that front stays stalled, that's going to protect us from that low moving forward enough and kind of cut off any moisture source or moisture supply from that low. So right now, models are starting to trend drier for us this week. Earlier, in fact, yesterday, that front was kind of starting to fizzle apart, which allowed that low to drift a little further north, ultimately increasing our rain chance for Friday and Saturday. But now with that front stalling, that's going to kind of block that low from moving further north and giving us higher rain chances for the weekend. But without the rain, the temperatures are going to go up. So after a day in the low 90s today, which, by the way, if we do hit 91 today, as long as one of those storm complexes doesn't roll through the airport right before the high temperature today, we should hit 91. That would be the hottest day of the year so far. We'll go into the low to mid 80s tomorrow, upper 80s Tuesday, and then we'll go back into the low 90s Thursday, and we're going to stay in the low to mid 90s. So the hottest days of the year on track. Not only today, 91, we're actually going to up that rain chance to 30% as well on Sunday for today. Monday, we'll have the chance for a few scattered showers and storms. And then again, 94, 94, 95 for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those are the hottest days of the year. That'll be the hottest stretch of weather we've had so far this year, with maybe an isolated storm or two Friday and Saturday. Because that humidity will return, you can't rule out just those heat of the day spotty showers and thunderstorms on Friday and Saturday. But today, again, the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, models now hinting that we could have a thunderstorm complex move in a little later this afternoon into the early evening. That could impact Metro, so we'll up that coverage to about 30%. Tomorrow, a cold front moves in. That'll offer us showers and storms mainly for the morning hours. Not going to be a washout, but you might need to briefly use the windshield wipers, especially if you live along and south of I-20. Temperatures in the mid-80s tomorrow. We'll have a little breeze to work with. It'll also start to get a little less humid through the day. Tuesday and Wednesday are super pleasant. Some spots will wake up in the 50s Tuesday morning again, with most of us in the 60s, low 60s at that. Lower humidity, highs in the mid-80s. It'll feel very much like yesterday on Tuesday, so a really nice day. Wednesday, a little hotter, but still comfortable and dry. And then the humidity returns Thursday, and we'll turn up the heat as we make our way through the end of the week and into next weekend. All right, everyone, I will continue to update you on your forecast. In fact, after this, I'm going to go do another app update with the latest forecast trends for today. So make sure you have the First Alert Weather app handy. A good tool to have, especially when we have these kinds of patterns where these little kind of bursts of energy move through and the timing can really change on them. But that First Alert Weather app will let you know if those are moving into your area, especially on a busy Sunday. Definitely a good tool to have. And then we will continue to keep you updated on your news headlines and your forecast on AtlantaNewsFirst.com, here on Atlanta News First Plus as well throughout the day. Make it a wonderful Sunday, everyone, and we'll catch you here next time.